Okay, you guys, part 2 there. So hopefully the signal will be good in all my masterminding of where my live was going to be so you guys could have this nice view of Maui over here. I wasn't counting on perhaps low signal. So anyway, back to what I was discussing. Depleted mother syndrome is a really difficult thing. It's when you don't want to get up in the morning. It's when you don't want to do the daily tasks of life. It's when you feel overwhelmed by your own children. And that's why it's called not just depleted syndrome, but depleted mother syndrome. It has to do with the chores and tasks that the mother has to accomplish in a given day to be a good mom. And I'll guarantee you that the mothers who have depleted mother syndrome are some of the very best moms around. I can just guarantee that, because if you guys want to get my drift, because I'm always saying, like, let's just say you're struggling with tantrums and you're in this group. And I'm sitting here constantly saying, what I know to be true, that the very best moms and dads in the world are in my group. But yet they could look from the outside like they're struggling more. But how do I know then that you all are the best moms and dads? How do I know that the mothers with depleted mother syndrome are probably some of the very best mothers out there? It's because they care. It's because they care, you guys. You care enough to try to realize that you don't maybe know everything there is to know about being a parent. And you care enough to want to bring up the very best children in the world. So anyway, getting back to the topic here, I want to say that I don't think, I could be wrong, and you guys let me know privately in a message if anyone is actually dealing with depleted mother syndrome. But I guarantee a lot of people, moms and dads in my group here, are dealing with depleted parent. So I wanted to come on here and give you guys some tips and tricks that you can relax and enjoy your lives with your children more and feel less depleted. Okay, so tip number one. Tip number one is do more things for yourself. Do more things for yourself. Do more things that you like to do. Do more things that make you happy, mama. And I'm not saying this. I'm not saying get a babysitter. I'm not saying put the kids in daycare. I'm not saying go have a date night. Now, all those things are great, perfectly fine ideas. I'm not opposed to any of those ideas. But actually what I'm saying is do what you want to do when you're with your children. Do what makes you happy when you're with your children. And worry less about the kids as long as you're with them. As long as you're with them. Get the tasks you need to get done. Do the things you need to do. And have faith that your toddler is going to watch you, follow you, or they're going to do their own thing. And that leads me into my second point. I might come back to that first point in a minute. Oh, yes, I do. I have one caveat to that point, and this is what I always tell my clients. That is not on giving you permission to read a book or be on the computer. Although those are tasks you may have to get done. And then if you do need to do those things for business or for life, I prefer if it's during nap time or after the child's asleep. And that's because the children, they can't visibly see that. So one of the things I always promote in the toddler code is to always do something visible, do something physical. Because a 2-year-old, when they see you looking at a screen, and it's not even the screen, because everyone's like screens nowadays, but even a book, think about it. Like I'm looking at my phone right now. You guys can get the sense, or I'm reading a book over here. They don't know. The child doesn't know that our imagination is being triggered and we're reading this book and we're so excited, right? They're just seeing us look and stare at something. So for me, it's less, like I said, it's less about whether it's a screen or not. It's more about something active and visible that the child can engage in. And when they do engage, we want to have like little tools and things that's their size. Like say we're cooking, we want to, do what we can to make it easy for them to join in. That's a topic for another live though. So back to this one, without the caveats. The first way to avoid depleted mother syndrome is to have faith that doing adult things around your child is okay and actually even preferred in some ways, especially if constantly living your life at the 2-year-old level is bringing you down. Okay, number 2 is that we're paying too much. So not only are we not doing our own thing and kind of sacrificing everything for the children because we're such good parents, and we think that's the best thing we can do, right? We're doing the best we can. It's just in those senses, from an evolutionary perspective, I can totally see why that would deplete us, because nature intended that our young kind of follow us and learn from us. And so this number 2 is also that we are looking too much at them. So even if it is time for you to be doing some things more focused on your toddler. Still, I really want you parents to have a more relaxed kind of, I love the term lately, I've been using this term in my practice lately, nonchalant. So I'm always talking about the calm, confident parent, but lately I've kind of started to integrate the term nonchalant parent. I've got so many ways to describe the work that I do. So anyway, that's a vibration. So it's like you're still keeping it on the adult, even if it's bath time, even if it's whatever. So I recommend to not have everything focused on the children. So even if it's bath time, put on a podcast, but it doesn't have to be a podcast for your 2-year-old. It could be something that everyone listens to. Same with reading books. You could read a book for the whole family. You don't have to read the book to, what is it, like Dick and Jane, take Spot for a walk. Because that's how children, if you think about it, that's how children learn language too. We don't sit there and talk baby talk to them nonstop. They learn how to speak and talk and listen by hearing the entire cacophony of human language, hearing other adults and other kids speak and all of that. So the other thing related to that, yes, but that's what I'm saying. So read a book or listen to a podcast. It doesn't always have to be child focused. And in fact, you will find yourself a much happier and content parent if you're not always placing all the energy on a 2 and 4-year-old level. Okay. And, I could talk about this topic for hours, but I literally could, this very topic of how to prevent being a depleted mother. And that's a lot of what we do in my coaching. Because for those of you who don't know, if you become a private client for me, I'm not sure who's clear or not so clear on this, but I don't change the toddler. I am a transformational life coach, and I work specifically with parents of small children, usually mothers, and we change the mother, and the child changes naturally. And that's why I'm always going around and saying easy and effortless. It's because if we have to change another person, especially a little toddler, right? That is hella difficult. Sorry to swear, but everyone knows, oh my God, that's what we're all trying to do. We're trying to kind of change them. And that's where we get caught on the permissive punish seesaw, because we're trying to change them. So first we give in, generally speaking, a lot of the parents I work with. But then finally we have to stand up to them because it's not safe, it's dangerous, something important's happening. So then usually in order to rein the chaos back in, we have to get angry. So my methods work without giving in or getting angry. And this is going to lead me kind of indirectly, I guess, but I do have 3 here. Not going to talk for hours, going to keep it short. So the third one is do what you can to get some mom friends. Do what you can to get some more kids around in your life. And here's my tip on that one, or here's more what I want to say, is that once again, it's evolutionary. Humans were always around other humans, and we were always around mixes of adults that were in a tribe or a family, going way back here to the original hunter-gatherers that we humans still are, genetically and otherwise. We're so different than our ancestors right now in our modern life. But there are some things, evolutionary speaking, that are just still this is the wrong word, not the word I'm looking for, but inbred in us. These are still truths that live inside of our actually very human bodies and inside our very human brains and minds. So we're used to being around other adults who love us, who know us as children. As adults, we're used to being around other adults. And nowadays what we have, as everybody knows, is the 2-parent family, or we also might have even a single mom family. And those kids are just totally lucky. There's some kids in our society who, they don't even have a mom. They don't have anybody. So I'm not putting down single mothers, and I'm certainly not putting down 2-parent homes. I'm just discussing the reality that we live in. So in order to avoid depleted mother syndrome, we do have to do some work though. And one of the things I do recommend is to find other moms and other children. And here's my big tip here. It doesn't have to be all 2-year-olds. You don't need to find a play group where everyone is 2 or everyone is 3 or everyone's even a toddler. It's great if there's some babies there. And then your toddler is the big brother, big sister, or big cousin or big friend or whatever, the big boy, the big girl. Or it's great for your toddler to have other children older, where they get to look up to another child and see how the other child is, bigger, and how, maybe they go to the potty, or maybe they eat their lunch with a fork instead of their fingers. You learn so much when you're a kid from watching the other ages. And so that's why it's kind of a big deal that in our society right now, we put all the kids of the same ages in one group, and all the way, we do that all the way through their school years, all the way. And actually that's not genetically and otherwise, it's not what we're expecting. It's not what we're expecting. And so please guys, give yourself the gift. It might take some work, because a lot of us are not only you know, in a nuclear family situation, but we might be living in the suburbs. I know that not for every, you know, may all of us be blessed with abundance, all of you best parents out there, but some people don't have a ton of money right now, just this and that and the other. But I guarantee this will pay off in spades if you get yourself out there, meet a few other parents, and or even neighbors, and or get to know your neighbors better. And all of these topics, I'm about to close here soon. This, I don't know, it feels like it might be one of my longer lives, but it seems like I just generally go right around 15 minutes here. And I don't know if anyone was on here now, but I do encourage questions. If anyone has further questions, you can always leave them in the comments. And what I was going to say is each of these three that I spoke on, I have layers of speaking on underneath each one. But this just kind of gives you a sense of who I am and what it's like to work with me. And like I'm always saying, when we work together, it's specific for your family. So what we'll do stuff for your family and examples from your family that will help make all these ideas more clear. Like what I've just given is some broad strokes. But do feel free to ask questions. I'm always open to messages, direct messages. Just basically looking forward to speaking with you guys. And thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.